record now, and this will be available later on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/The Jade Farrow Show, and I should probably make a little slidey thing, but no one's taught me how to do that yet.
Okay.
I knew there'd be something I forgot, and I didn't press record, so that sucks.
Oh well.
But we're back again and just really interested in getting back into, quality conversations with our community.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty interested to see who comes along, because at least for New Zealand, this side of the world, it is currently Easter. I might just turn this down a little.
We love to build our communities and get to know more people. Just have quality conversations, and yeah, we're here to chat.
Don't know how long we'll be online today, but there's a few things on my mind. The last time that we were here, I talked about the fact that I was learning to drive, and Hannah, I think we're getting pretty close to getting a restricted license, or in America, I think they call it the probation
Yeah.
license.
Your P license.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
They call
That's
it that.
guess, guys.
They call it that in Australia as well, I think.
Yeah.
Your P license.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit weird, eh? Because we've got P means something else in New Zealand. That's our slang for meth. So I definitely don't mean meth license.
No.
But learning to drive has been really interesting.
Yeah. You feeling like you're in control though? You like that?
And, I guess the first thing to go right back, I guess, I'm still really pissed off about the fact that it took me this long to get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 34 years old now. It's just completely wrong. And when thinking about my daughter, you look really bright there today, like washed out. You've got nice golden hour sun on your face. You really do. Is it golden hour now?
Close to it, yeah.
Yeah, you got massive golden hour sun on your face. But anyway, 34 years old, it's not great. I almost want to dedicate the entire rest of my life to ensuring that people with disabilities can drive at an early age.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't say this last stream, but I probably spend about $50,000 easily on taxis
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
There's probably a bit of over and under in that number.
Yeah.
Because I'm not 100% sure.
No.
But I'd say even if it was 40 or even 30, there's still a lot of money. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so there's that. Just put that on the table again. And then it's sort of like the process of learning has been really quick, but also equally awkward because I don't currently have my own car. So basically the only time I've been able to practice is with my instructor. So I've been putting immense pressure on myself to learn at a rate that's probably not natural. That being said though, my instructor says we're about 6 lessons away from getting it done.
So it's cool. You're doing really well. You are.
And on the back end of everything, I've already picked out a car that's probably what I didn't have to report last time. Last time we were here, I didn't have a car in process, but I do now. So yeah.
And your daughter's getting pretty excited about the things that we can do. So, that's cool.
It's going to open up a lot of opportunity, but at the same time, and I'm sure there'll be people making this comment later on, you know, it's a lot of responsibility and a lot of finances have to go into keeping a car. You can't just buy it, and it's not like an iPod.
No.
You don't just buy it and that's the end. There's a lot you need to take care of.
Yeah.
I originally planned to have a Tesla, but I decided against that for my first car just because it is a lot of money. Like, I had a couple of ideas about how I was going to fund it, but yeah, I decided against it, and I went with a Honda, which is fine. Always been a huge fan of Honda, but at the same time, it's little things like, okay, if you're an Access driver like me, cool, I can pull up to a gas station, but how exactly am I going to gas it up? You know, am I going to take the 10 minutes in and out of the car just to gas it up for like 30 seconds, or how am I going to gas it up? So
It's one of those things that you just need to weigh up and figure it out. I think we can be a good team together. And
you know that I'm so worried you're going to put the wrong gas in there.
that's why I said a good team together, and actually do it together, and actually make sure that you see that I'm using my camera and using my technology to actually read, to make sure I put the right gas in, and make sure that I do it correctly. So
Yeah.
we'll do it together.
Lots to explore in regards to that, yeah. Because I'm nervous. Could you imagine 1 week after getting it and destroying the motor because of the wrong gas?
Yeah, no. Well, we don't want that.
The other thing that's been on top for me is, you know, school holidays and how, I don't know if this is actually a thing, but for me, you know, because I work quite long hours, and don't get me wrong, like, straight off the bat, I just want to say, huge privilege to be able to spend time with my daughter. Like, I know people are going to run away with my comments, but it's really hard to prepare for school holidays, I think. Like, single mothers everywhere, I don't know how they do it.
I think you've got it the hard way, the opposite way though.
Go.
Like, single mothers, they're with their children every single day. And they're picking up
Well, they should be at school.
every single night. You know, they should be at school, but I'm saying they come home to them at night, and then, you know, they're having breakfast with them in the morning, you know, they put them to bed, and they're hearing little things, you know, they may be saying, oh, Mum, look, my friend Sarah told me that this movie's coming out in the holidays. Can we go and see it? So they've got the easy things of actually, oh, she told me this thing, I'll just go and write that down. Oh, okay, this is another thing she wants to do, or this is another thing she wants to do. Whereas you're only seeing her a certain amount of days, and then she's not calling you up saying, hey, Dad, I want to go and do this, and the holidays. She's saying, oh, I'm doing this with Mummy. So I think that's harsh.
So you would say that I'm flying a little bit blind then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have felt like that. So we're currently on what we call in New Zealand term break. So is this term 1?
Term 2.
term 2.
Yep.
Already?
Yep.
So when they go back to school, it's term 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Where has the year gone? You just
I
said
know, this is... Yeah, when they go back, it's term 3. Yeah.
we haven't even done anything.
Yeah.
We just got there. Am I right?
No.
I feel like I haven't done anything this year. I know I've done a bunch of stuff.
April. Now I'm confused.
Yeah, see? You're supposed to keep an eye on that stuff for me. We almost didn't have Easter eggs, you know that?
No, I made sure that we did.
We almost didn't have Easter eggs. Because we got these funny rules in New Zealand. I don't know if it's like this everywhere else, but there's certain days where you can't go to the shop. I think Good Friday is probably the worst, where you can't go to any shop. Saturday, it was like you could get food. Today, even being Easter Sunday, you can even get food. But for some reason, Good Friday, man, you can't get nothing on that day.
No.
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's a religious thing. I don't understand. But we almost didn't have no food. Because this week we were traveling.
Yeah.
We spent 2 days in Wellington. And I don't know what it was. Because I had leave. I had leave on Monday. And then we had Tuesday, Wednesday. Was it like that?
Tuesday, Wednesday in Wellington.
And then Thursday.
We got home late Thursday, and then Thursday we just weren't
I had to go
well.
to the doctor.
Weren't feeling well, and you had to go to the doctor.
Oh man, that was the whole thing. See, that wouldn't have been so bad if I didn't need to go to the doctor. Then I would have.
Then we would have done groceries and Easter eggs that day.
Yeah, now I know what it is.
Um.
I was worried though. I was worried.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't gonna happen.
And that's also the hard thing too. It's like if we buy Easter eggs too early, it's like, what, are they just going to melt in our apartment? So, it's
Yeah,
a horrible thing.
it's not. It's a weird apartment, this, and I can't wait to move. Really awesome meeting with Tamara this morning, though. Tamara is this.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
So it's Easter Sunday here. Would you like some Would you like some Easter Bunny chocolate?
Do we have some left?
Yeah,
The nice one or the
No.
big ones?
the big ones.
Even Evelyn's one's eaten?
No, not her one.
I'm gonna eat that. Her fault for leaving it.
I'll go and get some Easter Bunny, but I want to talk about tomorrow.
I ain't even gonna eat it unless you're gonna eat it though.
I wasn't going to.
Well, why are you making me?
I'll eat it with you. I was going to get one of the other Easter bunnies.
I actually don't like those. Am I a snob or?
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause it tastes like there's salt in it. Can you taste it? Like, does it taste powdery in there?
Yeah. We'll see if they've got any more on.
So we're eating Easter egg scraps. I'm not supposed to be having any. Hannah is a bad influence. Clip that. Hannah is a bad influence. She's always making me do stuff I'm not supposed to.
So we met with Tamara this morning.
Huh?
So we met with Tamara this morning.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna represent her in the best way at all. But she is a PhD student focused on population science, particularly as it relates to how people live and move. So city planning stuff. And I probably made a mistake in terms of representing her, so if I have, we'll clear that up. But she's got some amazing ideas on how to make a city like Auckland a lot more livable, a lot more accessible, and just easy to get around. And it's amazing that in 2019 we're still even having conversations like that. Sorry, there's going to be a few awkward pauses because we're eating chocolate now.
It's most appropriate since it's Easter Sunday.
Do you think it's amazing how inaccessible Auckland is?
Amazing.
She's making me eat the bunny butt. Bunny butt!
You think it's so accessible. Both me and Jade love to walk everywhere, and then just some footpaths are just so inaccessible.
It's just a weird city to live in if you have a disability. It just doesn't make any sense.
Some streets are just so hard to access.
The other part of that I probably want to talk about is the other day we went to a park. I can't remember the name of it. On Friday.
I can't remember the name of it either.
But it was actually, even I'll say this, it was actually very beautiful. But it was just so inaccessible, and there were these massive craters that people were walking in and out of, and it's just not something a person in a wheelchair can do. Now, I'm not necessarily presenting an argument for nature. I'm not wanting to have a debate with nature. But it just made me think, why don't we have hovering wheelchairs yet? How... I don't know about the science, but how much more easier would life be if we could have hovering wheelchairs that can go on any surface, even the beach?
It was amazing, the trees, how old they were, their roots. It'd be amazing to know that you could get so close to see all that, but it not be a factor for you to feel like you just get stuck.
We cut down the amount of time. Well, I think I did. I did without saying, I cut down the amount of time we were there just because the place was annoying me.
We'd never been there, and we had no idea how inaccessible it was. We could get there by car, and then it was just very much pebbles for footpaths, for paths, and
They're not called pebbles, what are they?
stones.
Gravel.
Gravel.
Yeah.
Gravel for paths and you know, as Jade was saying, it was beautiful, beautiful trees, but would it have made a difference if it was actual paths? It would have definitely changed how the park looked. So the thing was, it was almost like you started at one point and it was the highest point, and from there you just curved your way around, and then there was craters, you know, off the actual track. So
it was. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not necessarily making an argument with nature, but it just would be. You kind of would have expected that in this day and age, you know, you'd have nature under. Well, yeah, we'd have nature under control by providing technology like hover wheelchairs. People are probably going to think I'm going insane, but I have been going around lately saying, why don't we have it yet?
yeah.
You know?
You haven't heard anything about technology coming up?
Not for wheelchairs, no.
No.
They're still going to have wheels, and they're not going to have gyros. The Ogo wheelchair's pretty cool, though. It's the first wheelchair I've ever seen with a gyro.
What's the name of your video? People should go and check out your video.
The video is called What Happens at a Disability Equipment Expo.
Yeah, you guys should go and check out
Just
that
follow
video.
the channel, Jade Farrow Show.
You should go and check their video out, though, because I'm running after Jade, so yeah, go check it out.
Nearly died. Nearly died. It's all good.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
hey, Hannah.
Oh, good. Well, but that's cool. And we're good though.
For the large part, we are. The other thing I was going to talk about is the fact that I never know when the holidays are.
Yeah.
And you just always have this knack of assuming I know when they are. Like, we'll get, like, to the day before a holiday, and then you'll go, oh, no, it's a holiday.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I would have loved, like, a week's notice.
Yeah, no, better planning for this upcoming term. And I think I'm wrong. I think this is only term 1 holidays. So yeah, I'm wrong. This is our the first term of the year. And for those who don't know our stateside friends, New Zealand has a very different timetable for their school years. So, yeah.
It is weird. And schools take, like, 2 months off. I don't know if they do that in America, but I think kids take way too long.
Yeah, they do, but it's different timing. Like, over Christmas time, they only take 2 weeks off, and it's in the summer that they end up taking their break. I think it's like 6 weeks off.
Yeah, but conveniently, our summer is by Christmas.
Yeah.
So they rig it that way.
Yeah.
I think kids have too much time off. I think they need to learn the value of work. I honestly, like, every time I turn around, my daughter's on another holiday.
Yeah.
Like, how can they ever develop the concept of hard work?
Yeah. I get you.
I was also thinking, you know, do you think kids should learn life skills at school? They don't get taught about money. They don't get taught about taxes. They don't get taught values really anymore. They're taught about behaviour, but behaviour is not the same as values.
No. So money, they
Cooking, they don't teach anymore. They used to teach that when I was at school.
What age were you though?
11.
Yeah, see, intermediate.
Yeah. They don't do that now.
Yeah, they do.
I don't reckon they do.
It's a choice.
Yeah, that's the problem.
See, intermediate, I did cooking. And high school I did cooking. Now it's nothing like when my parents went to school, and it was actually a main subject. And so it's like money. I also taught money at primary school. That should be something they taught at primary school. Taxes, that was something that was taught in accounting.
No.
Subject.
I don't think it is.
Subject that I did not take.
I don't think taxes are taught in accounting. It's only business management.
Only business management?
Yeah, they don't go as far as talking about how the government takes your money.
Yeah, so I think actually that's a step further. I think it should be about...
and they don't teach
how our
citizenship about voting and how...
Yes.
What's it called? It's not called citizenship, it's called civics. We don't have civic studies in New Zealand.
No.
Where the children aren't sat down and said, alright, this is how our government works, this is how you pass a law, this is how you introduce a bill, this is how you introduce a petition, this is what a select committee does. Yeah, we don't teach that.
No.
Yeah, we don't even teach that at the most elite universities that I live right next door to.
So it's like we have... I think even if it was just a term topic that they focused on in social studies in high school. Now, social studies was compulsory in high school. And you learned about different wars, you learned about different New Zealand history. You know, you're just out of high school, you're not doing history, and it's like you're just learning a bit about this and a bit about that, really. That's all you can really say it is, but you don't actually learn the process. So I think...
Do you know how to introduce a private bill to government?
No.
And I bet you if we went on the street with a mic, you know, like those guys from Slightly Offensive or Flickers Talks, you know, going on the street and go, do you know how to introduce a private bill? Nobody would know how to do that.
No.
And people were, you know, even if I was to ask, like, how many readings does it take for a bill to become law? People will go, huh?
So I know it takes 3 readings.
Oh, you only know that because we were talking about it this morning.
No, I knew that. I've not at high school, but I learnt this afterwards. I know it takes 3 readings, but I don't actually know the first steps of actually how you introduce a private bill.
Yeah.
What is the process of, like, do you need a petition? Does it need to be a petition? Can it just come from one person? Do you send it to your MP, or do you send it directly to, is it local government or central government? Like,
Here's a question. Do you believe that politicians are representatives of the people of New Zealand?
No.
Or anywhere?
No.
Why?
I have found out that I believe with their roles that they should be, but actually the individuals that are in those roles, they're not actually going out to community and not actually asking the individuals. They're talking to other people who are in high level roles but maybe have never experienced the issue.
Labour's actually been really terrible at connecting with community, and I guess you know I do see, you know, different posts from different politicians. They get out there to the community events and they eat the free food and whatnot. But I mean, really engaging, you know, sitting down, really hearing from passionate individuals and families around lives that affect them. You know, don't just show up to a fancy pants event, free wine or whatnot and all this. You know, do work.
Yeah.
That's also going to be my merch line. Can we have one?
Yeah.
That says do work.
Do work, yeah. And it's also it's like, okay, if they don't want to be writing notes when they're talking to people, have their assistant write notes and actually listen to people. Focus, learn.
I just don't think Labour's got it. I just think they're too fresh off the boat with how they're approaching it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help about Christchurch either.
No.
Right? Okay, so Christchurch happened. I feel like Christchurch has all the bad luck, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
It's sad.
Feel really bad, but you know, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. You know, they're just too fresh off the boat. I just don't think the Labour government is what we need. They're just not focused on the real issues.
Yeah.
You know?
It's tough.
And as for the disability sector, you know, there's more information coming to hand about cuts to the disability system. I've seen a couple of articles just today, one an editorial and one an investigative piece, both of them from the New Zealand Herald.
Yeah.
And I'm still not exactly sure what is going to be cut. You know, I keep asking that question.
Yeah.
And no one really answers it.
Yeah. That is a tough one.
And the thing that I sit with, and you know, gonna be delicate as I approach this, but you know, because I've been called privileged already. You know, I've already been attacked for having a view on this, but you know, okay, fine. The government needs to save money from the disability system. It's spending too much. Fine. But we all pay into that system, including disabled people. So I think the government needs to be a bit balanced, and I guess if what I'm hearing is correct, then politicians and senior officials are treating this a bit like a nice to have. It's nice to have a shower once a week. It's nice to get your house vacuumed once a week.
And that's why I answered straight away to you no, because I don't think they understand, you know. They're thinking, oh, overspend here. Okay, cut it. Actually, increase the budget because there's obviously more need for it, or shave the budget elsewhere. And you know, with the policies that you're working on, advising on, you know, you're going to be giving more money back to individuals and choice and control. And we've already heard of people actually teaming up and actually having their support workers support, you know, three individuals instead of one, for outings and things like that. And they're actually managing budgets like that. And then they're having more fulfilled lives, Just hold on, wait a second, and let people have the choice and control, mana, and the self-direction.
So, what is mana for our international friends? Because not every country uses that word. In other countries, it means magic.
Do you want to do the description?
You don't know what it means? Okay, so in New Zealand, we have this concept called mana, and it comes from the indigenous people, the Maori people. It represents a level of respect, leadership, and just overall sense of pride. So when someone has mana, we're saying they have all those things. That they're a respectful person. They're very strong. They're very clear, good leadership qualities, and they're actually good people to be around. High value people. Yeah. One cannot develop their own mana though. Mana has to be given to you, which is what excites me about the word mana, I think.
I think that's one concept I didn't know how to explain. I knew it was about leadership, about pride,
clarity. Someone you can trust. Yeah, solid grounding is what mana means. If there's anybody that would like to leave a comment on this video and give us a more in-depth perspective from the Māori community, Te Ao Māori, please feel free to leave a comment, because we're not experts in this, and we may have it wrong.
Yeah, no. It's a bit shocking.
But I just wanted to touch on what you said, though, because I think it's part of it. It's not just the funding, it's also the providers. So we need funding to pay services. And that's the bit that doesn't always get checked. Because we say, we need the funding, we need the funding, we need the funding. Well, why?
Well, I guess
providers are the ones charging for it. And no one's checking what they're charging, are they?
No.
There's a lot of services that are out there that are making plenty money.
Yeah.
Profiteering off the lives of disabled people and their families.
And I think the next stage of the policy, I think that will become to light and come to... I've got a feeling like somebody will do something like exposure pieces on providers, so people can actually see, well, that provider charges $70 per hour and that provider charges $30 per hour, and the quality between the two are exactly the same.
Yep.
I've got a feeling like the understanding of the expense, the cost, will be a lot more transparent. But currently now, as we don't have personal budgets, we don't know the true cost. But yeah, why are providers charging so much? Maybe if they didn't charge so much, maybe there wouldn't be a big overspend.
Yep. And that's what I'm getting at, in terms of, should we be requesting price transparency?
Yes, I definitely believe so.
Yeah, because we don't have that.
I think we should definitely be requesting price transparency. With clear understanding Especially for people like your team. You should be having this information now already, and instead of being told, we're going to be cutting 80 million from, or whatever the number.
Well, the number I saw today was 100 million.
Whatever the number is, 100 million, 80 million from disability. There should be that price transparency now, and actually the recognition of, okay, well, we're not going to pay some providers, and we're going to assist people to move away from certain providers because they're costing too much, but everybody else is still going to be getting the same quality of support.
Yeah. Because residential is that big one too.
Yeah.
A lot of families still believe, residential is the right model for their child. It may or may not be. I know I don't want to get too deep into that, but I think the residential model and residential providers feel a bit threatened at the moment about what it means. Like, we're trying to decentralize support. We're trying to get people out there in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they need to think of actually their business model and the fact that we want citizenship for all in our country, and that doesn't mean that individuals need to be in a residential service.
I 100% agree with everything you're saying, and I'm also a little bit nervous because, let's say that the system transformation policy is let's say we get it right. Let's say it is right, we get it right, it's all good. Let's say that's all the truth. Are communities ready? Like, is there anywhere for our disabled people to go to? We roll together, and we roll together nearly every day, and that's good. We support one another. We were up in ED yesterday.
Yeah.
Whatnot. But are communities actually accessible?
That is the tricky bit. It's the chicken and egg thing. What comes first?
The policy or the access?
Policy or access. Now, we've been talking about access for over 30 years.
Over 30 years, yeah.
And it's not in the building code. It's not legislated. Actually, we can make recommendations, but if people chose not to understand or have never heard of the social model and choose to put stairs and not even consider it, there's no way. So do we then have to just say, well, right, we need people out in the community to actually show that, one, we're individuals, and two, we want to actually partake in our community, and if it's not accessible, well, how else do we explain that? How else do we communicate that? And I'm at the stage, over 30 years, I think we need to just show people.
I would love to, get together with a group of disabled people, not to start like a DPO, but just to create a think tank of ideas.
I think that'd be great.
Think tank of priorities. I think that'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my next side project.
Yeah. priorities.
launch a think tank, a round table, not that many people, 5 or 6 people, and just say, okay, what do we need? What do we need as a country?
Yeah. And
Wouldn't that be cool?
I think that'd be amazing. And I think we just need to do that. I think it needs to be for people from around our country. Because the smaller towns, you know, we don't live there. We're not experts on your towns. We want to know, what improvements do you need? What accessibility factors do you need for your town? You know, you may be saying these things to your council, but nothing's being done. How can we change that? And my thinking too is, like, if less people are in residential, there is more of a chance that actually maybe the community where they were originally brought up might be then accessible for them, and they might be able to live in a town where they were born, where their whānau is, where their family is, and have the right support around them and the right sort of living in the right sort of way.
You know, I'm just really clear. I'm really clear that, you know, a lot of the disability narrative, a lot of the conversations we have involve the government. And I guess what would be really cool about getting a think tank up and running would be, you know, just a group of people spending our own money, writing our own reports, providing them to ministers. Why not?
Why not?
You know?
It really does annoy me, Zane. You know, it doesn't get talked about, but ministers, they get paid for their work. And what are they doing? Like...
that was interesting. I won't name names, but we were in a meeting this morning where somebody said, what we need in government is people that know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And Hannah saw me. I just bent over, laughed, like I couldn't even breathe.
Yeah.
Because it was just so, like, that's exactly what it is.
And it's like, as you're saying, talking about a think tank. Basically, we're doing all their work, and then they get their
And we just dump it on their desk and say, give us this.
Nice cushy salary still, and then they're like, oh, I don't know, that's going to cost a bit, no. But we need to do it, and that's the fact. We shouldn't have to do it, but without their support and them actually knowing about it first. But yeah, we need.
Because I know disability providers trying to start a think tank, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I was virtually the only one not on it.
Yeah.
But every man and their dog was on it.
Yeah.
But I want a smaller one.
Yeah.
You know, a really focused one where we can get in a room and say, right, you fuckers, what are the problems and how are we going to solve it?
Bang.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah. Well, let's go do that then.
So that's our next project.
Disability think tank. Now, I don't want you doing what you're always doing. Whenever I come up with a new idea, Hannah's first protocol is to write an invite list. No.
No.
What we're going to do is we're going to write an open letter, I think. We're going to write an open letter, we're going to put it on jadeferry.com, and we're just going to see who comes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's Sunday today.
You seem tired.
Yeah, I am.
We woke up in a bit of a shock though, eh?
Woke up in a bit of a shock and...
Because I opened my eyes and I'm like, shit, I've got a meeting.
Yeah. Right. Rush out the door. So, I am a bit tired.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I mean, you are yawning. I'm like, why are you actually tired though?
I'm not too sure. I've been in pain all day.
What pain?
Just another pain. I just stressed my muscles out carrying all those groceries home. So, all my back's really sore now.
Oh, God. You know you're starting to sound like an old lady, eh?
Yes.
I'm sore on my back.
I'm sore, my back, my finger, my head, my gums. Ah.
Do you want to talk about how cool it was to get your gums burnt off?
So, yeah, a week ago, I actually had gum surgery. And
So why do you need it?
so it's an interesting one. So what happened is, those who know, as you know, I've got epilepsy, and for epilepsy, there's no cure, but you take medication. Now, one of my medications that I've been on for over 10 years now, all medications can cause side effects. And one of the side effects I was having was that actually my gums were starting to grow. And I was starting to overgrow my teeth, and now they weren't that bad. They were only in like stage 1. And it really was a choice of, do we go ahead and do it or not? Now, they can regrow, but the decision that I made with my dentist is that give it a go now. We did a deep clean before, and then we burnt off them so they're a lot even, they're not so puffy, and the aim is that starting now, having a good healthy mouth will mean that we can stop them from overgrowing in a longer time period by actually making sure I do good brushing after I take my medication, so I don't have bits of my medication stuck underneath my gums and causing it to then overgrow. So literally, she burnt my gums
Off.
So she actually got out a ruler and was measuring them and making them even, and then she was like, right, I'll burn to there. Then she gets a knife and scrapes that a bit off, so she has to inject a local injection.
So she was like using the laser as sort of a craft knife, and then scraping the meat away, eh?
Yeah. So and I had a local injection, so it didn't hurt, but it wasn't too pleasant when I breathed in at the wrong time. Yeah, breathed in at the wrong time.
Your own burning meat.
Yeah, I could just smell the burning meat, and yeah. Big whiff of it as my mouth was wide open and I couldn't breathe properly, so...
What was really cool was I was able to be in the room for the surgery.
Yeah.
So they don't need a super sterile environment, not like when I have surgery, like, you're not allowed to touch, like, anything. Like, I remember when my daughter's mother went for a C-section, I was allowed in the room, but I wasn't allowed to, like, there were certain things you just weren't allowed to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, as this was just like, literally I was just in a dentist chair, so I think that's it. You know, as long as that's sterile around that and all the equipment's sterile. So I kind of was in a lot of pain after that, and it's just on its way to healing now, and wait and see, and you know, unless it gets really bad, again, I'm not gonna, unless it gets worse than it was, I'm not gonna have it done again for the treatment that they were. But yeah, hopefully it stops it.
I haven't been to the dentist for a while, and I've probably been putting it off. I'm not sure why. Just, I find dentist appointments really disruptive to my day. Isn't that bad?
Yeah.
Like, I find dentist appointments disruptive of my day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe we can take the think tank idea to our consultants next week. We should write that down as something I want to develop more.
Yeah. I definitely are.
No, that's massive, yeah. I don't just want to write a random letter that nobody will come to.
No.
I actually want to get their advice on.
Yeah. I think there's different ways of getting things out. But yeah, no, I've been really good on other than that, and things are going really well.
Yeah, and guys, I think this is about as much as we can do today. It's been fairly quiet out there in the comment section. We haven't had much feedback today, so people are naturally probably enjoying their Easter break. Not like us thinking of content all the time, so
Gotta do what we gotta do.
that's fair enough. Look, it's been really awesome to connect with you today. If you're watching this later on demand, thank you so much for your time and attention. There's a few things on the go as far as the content. We're looking at interviewing some really talented people
Looking forward
coming
to
up in the next couple of months. Basically, my podcast is now available everywhere where decent podcasts are available. So please do me a favor and search up the Jade Farah Show. Please consider subscribing ahead of time so you'll be notified the next time we drop an episode. As always, the Jade Farah Show on YouTube. This live stream will be reposted there without the music because I'm sick of losing money on my own content. But for now, guys, thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for being a part of the journey. Please stay awesome.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.